Hey, brother sewing and crafting family, brother brand ambassador Angela Wolf here. How was your weekend? I can hardly believe it's Tuesday and my bags are packed. Will I see you at the Sew Expo in Puyallup, Washington? Yeah. Well, I will be in the brother sewing room Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning. First class of the day, 8 o'clock. But that's Eastern time for me. So, for Eastern time, that's like lunchtime by the time. I thought 8 in the morning, that's pretty early. Not really. So I hope I see you there. I will also be co-hosting the fashion show on Friday night. So be sure to stop by, say hi, come take photos. And I can't wait to see you. But in the meantime, I still have one more day to sew while I'm packing. So I'm finishing up my traveling tank dress. I know a lot of you have been following along with that. That's more for like the beach, not the weather in Seattle. So you won't see that. But I did make a few new tops that I'll be rolling in. So, all right, today, everyone, I am live and I will be taking your questions as we go through. But today is more of a tutorial, more so than a project. What is one of my favorite things to do? I'll give you a second to answer that. And we are live streaming on Brothers Sewing Facebook and YouTube pages. Okay, there's probably a long list, but I'll give you a hint. When it comes to fabric, is there something that I like to do before I cut it or do before I make it? Yeah. While you're thinking, I'm waiting for your comments to roll through. How many of you have heard of the new TV show that I'm producing? And Brothers a sponsor of. I'm so excited about this. Fabric to Fashion. It will be launching in March. You have to stay tuned for that on Made It Myself TV, which is a new streaming channel. So if you go to fabrictofashion.com, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll know exactly when the show is going to start. And a big shout out to Brother for promoting this show. It's going to be on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's a reality show. So you're going to see people sewing in their own rooms on their Brother machines. Some are experts. Some should be experts. Some are really not at all, but they're just awesome to watch. So it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm reading your comments and nobody's gotten it yet. Lorraine, you're close. Very close. Mary, well, actually, I think you're all right. Oh, fishing. Yes, you're right, Zena. That would that's what I like to do with the fabric first. Okay, so embroidery and dyeing it are definitely yeses. Debbie, yes, I do pre-wash. Okay, I'll give you a hint. So since so many of you are Luminaire owners, and if you're not, don't worry, it's still going to be a fun lesson. But if you have a Luminaire and you upgraded to the 3, what's on the machine that's super cool to embellish fabric? Embellish fabric, which actually you all got that, so you're good. Yeah, the tapered stitches. I thought this would be a really fun time. I get a lot of questions on how to use it. How does the Snowball feature work? All of those things. I thought, well, let's just do it live and then you can ask me. How's that? All right. And all of you are right. I embroidered just about everything. Oh, lace. I do love that too. You all know me well, way too well. Take a picture of it. I will. All right. So let's go over to the machine and I'm going to show you how the tapering stitches work. There's a few different ways you can start and stop the stitch. And there's also different ways to use it. So my first initial thought when I saw this was, how cool would it be to lay out a sleeve and do the tapering stitches coming up from the hem? So I'm going to show you how to do that. In the meantime, don't forget, if you're on Facebook, be sure to like and follow Brother here. Like this post. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, because then you'll never miss a live show. Sometimes they've been pretty much every Tuesday, and every once in a while we throw in a Thursday show. I don't want you to miss them. All right, so I have my machine up here. This is kind of like the cleanest spot in my studio right now. Do you ever notice when you pack for a trip, it kind of looks like a bomb hit? Well, that's pretty much what it looks like in here today. All right, so I'll make sure that you can hear me. Before I go over there, can you all hear me okay? I'm using a different mic pack today. I just want to make sure. Hey, Zena, it's not like pin tucks. It's tapered stitches. So it's actually a decorative creative stitch that you can use, that you can make the beginning and end different angles, and you can make them different lengths. And there's different ways to mark that. So Brother has done an amazing job of making it so simple. How many times have you laid out a decorative stitch and maybe you're going around a square or a specific area and you're like, oh, if I get to the end, I'm not sure if it's going to be like half of a flower or half of a moon, and then I have to turn the corner. Well, you're going to love this. So I'll go show you. And then oh, great, you can hear. Thanks, Lorraine. I knew someone would help. Hey, Jill. So I'm going to go back over here, and I cannot see all of your comments from way over there. I'm way back there, but keep rolling the questions in, and I will take a break when I'm finished to answer them, all right? I need a co-host to read them off to me. Let's go on over here. Okay. I love the pictures on this machine. They're so cute. Looks like my little nephew Jackson. All right, so on here, if I go to sewing, I'm just going to use my finger. I have the nice stylus. You have other options, of course. I can't believe it. I haven't lost this yet. The new stylus that came with the XP3. I thought for sure this would last about a month in my studio. It's actually lasted more than that. But I'm going to put it up here because when I'm live, it's just faster to do it this way. So I click on sewing, and I'll just keep bringing you in and out a little bit. Hopefully the camera doesn't go blinky on me. Now, as a reminder, it shows that my Wi-Fi is here. I already did my update recently. So if your Wi-Fi has a little exclamation point on it, that means click that because you'll need to do it's an update, not an upgrade. Updates are free, upgrades are not. All right, so when you scroll through the top, I have to tell you, I was talking to someone recently and they had no idea until they signed up for the Luminaire XP3 class, which, by the way, if you have the Luminaire XP3, it's free. You just pop in your, register your machine, you'll get an email with a code. And if you have the 1 or the 2, you can go to your brother dealer and purchase 1 year of the XP3. So that's something new. The master class. All right, but they didn't realize you could scroll through the top. So when I was talking about like the shishiko stitches and stitching sideways, they were like, I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, scroll across the top. And this is the new tapering stitch right here. And when you click that, you get all of these options here. Scroll down and you can pick any of these, which I love. I thought for sure it would just be like a standard satin stitch. Nope. There's a lot of fun things here. So let's click on this one. It'll show me right here what it's supposed to look like. But the magic happens after you click this right here. It opens this whole side menu. And if you scroll down, the new feature is right here. See the knife? Now, I'll also talk about the Snowball feature because you can use that as well. But the knife is the new part that works with the tapering stitches. So when I click that, let's back you up here so you can see all this. Now, by the way, if you do have the Luminaire and you want to be able to watch this again, if you're on Facebook, just share this to your page. Or if you're on YouTube, you can always come back and binge watch. But when you go to YouTube on Brother, you have to go click to the top right where it says live shows. All right, so tapering on and off. That's as simple it is. So when it goes off, notice that's just a stitch. When it's on, you can see the ends are tapered. See that? All right, bring this in a little closer. There you go. So when I click, watch this right here. As I go through here, it says start and end. So start, click select, and look at all of these options that you have. So as I pick 30 degrees, it shows me right here what it's going to look like when it starts. 120 degrees, 60 degrees. There are so many options on here. In fact, I was having a little fun with this because I thought, okay, so if I start the stitch, maybe I want the start just to be regular so it can start at the end of my hem. Turn it off. And then my end, maybe I want the end down here to be a little pointy because if it was going from the edge of my sleeve up, I don't need anything down here, but up here I want it to look cool. So at the end, see all the different angles to choose from. Or maybe you're going around a square If you've got a 45-degree angle, once you get to this point, you can turn your fabric and these will line up just beautifully. I kind of like the 30-degree because it doesn't get rid of it too much, but that's pretty fun. So it really depends what your application is, but you have all of these options to combine stitches. All right, let's go to something pretty extreme like this so you can see it. All right, and if you don't want it, just click off. So once you have that chosen, click OK. And then you have 3 different options here. These are how you're going to end your stitch. So you can just stitch as long as you want to and click the back button. Or click here and you can say, you know what? I want this part to repeat this many times. So maybe you know exactly how many you want. As I do that, you can see it's growing over here. All right, and then you can also use the snowball feature. When I click that, it tells me go ahead and stitch until you see the snowball and it will stop. So I'm going to show you each of these, but also I want you to remember this part right here. And there are so many different features on this machine. You could go on and on and on, but memory and retrieve. So you can save. I'm going to go back to here. There's my stitch. Let's just say I want to save it 7 times. Click memory. Oops, here we go. Memory. And it's saved to the memory. I could also then go in and retrieve, and you can see there's 3 different, I'll bring this back up for you. There are 3 different stitches that you can save. So if you're working on a shorter stitch, a longer stitch, a stitch at a corner, you can save all of these. And then when you want it to bring back up, you just click it and click OK. And then when you're finished with that project, just click All Delete or Delete One because it only saves 3. This really comes in handy. So if you're working on a project and you know, hey, you know what? I want different lengths. I want to make sure they're all the same. This is an easy way to just pop it in and go, oh, there's my favorite stitch and bring it up. Okay, so let me go over here and show you how this works. Oops, I knew Blinky would come in. It's not even Friday. So I'm going to kind of lean over the machine here. The camera's at a weird angle, but I'm going to use the new end foot. And you can pick this up for your other luminaires as well. So it has the little plastic edges here that will mount onto it just makes that decorative stitch not wobbly. To be honest, I really never noticed that it was wobbly, if it was, but this is just going to make it a little sturdier. All right. And if you're wondering what foot you should use, it tells you right on the machine. There goes one spool of thread. So I just have some fabric here. This is just a muslin fabric. I thought this would be easier for you to see. Put this down. And I'll keep bringing you back and forth, and hopefully Blinky will behave. So when I go over here, click your stitch. I have here marked, let's start with the first one. And this says, please press the reverse stitch to start stitching and tapering the end. You can't mess it up. It tells you right on the screen. So back over here. Oh, I have my foot pedal plugged in. Slide this over. Okay. If you all could see me right now, you would be dying laughing. I'm kind of like doing the splits over the video camera. This works out well. All right, so let's stitch. Okay, now when I'm ready to, hey, you know what? I think I'm ready to stop. Just hit your start and stop button. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong one. That's what I get for leaning. Hold it in. And my foot is still full blown on the pedal and it stops. So that's one way. And I'll bring this up and show it to you. Doesn't that look great? I think that would look fabulous on sleeves. I'll bring it just a little bit lighter here. Doesn't that look wonderful? It almost looks, if you used a decorative thread, it almost looks like a really expensive trim. And by the way, have you ever checked out the price of trims lately? So after the big flood downstairs, I've had to kind of piecemeal everything that got ruined. And I had huge, like, bins. They weren't in bins, though. They were in, unfortunately, fabric containers of trim that I've picked up through the years. Some of that stuff's up to $50 a yard now. I could not believe it. So you could make your own on here using maybe a little bit decorative thread, embroidery thread. I have not tried like a 40 weight thread or something like that, but that might look really cool on this. So this is what it ended up looking like. Now I started the end just flat because if I was going to put this on the top of a sleeve, my sleeve would be like this. There's my hem, and I could have a ton of rows of these. Just fun, right? But I'll show you the other two. I just want to see if you have any questions for me before I move on. So that's where you hold in the back button, and it will actually go and finish the stitch there. Now, I don't find that part to be quite as accurate like I like to be. I prefer to either know how many I'm doing, but my favorite is the snowball. So let's see. How do you know you're keeping it straight? Hey, Kim, that's a good question. Well, I was leaning over the video camera, so I have no idea if that was straight. I was just letting the machine sew. But I would use the laser light or the guide. There's a guide. I'll show you it over there. And you could just chalk in some lines on this fabric. In fact, maybe I'll chalk in a Sharpie line so you can see it. But that's the easiest way. Or, okay, how do you sew straight in the first place? Anytime. Sometimes I'll line up. Maybe I'll make myself a guideline with some chalk, and then I'll line up the edge of my foot with that. All of those things. Yeah. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Arnell. Oh, Kim, that would look really good. I agree. Kim, what this is on the Luminaire 3 or the Luminaire 3 upgrade at this point. So you might want to check that out. I don't know do you have the Luminaire, Kim? Oh, good, lady. Are you in the masterclass? Because if you sign up for the masterclass, there are 20 some lessons in there, totally free. XP3 users, all you have to do is register your machine. And now Brother sells that class to anyone. So if you have the 1 or the 2, you can get a code for 1 year on that. Hey, Darlene, we're learning tapering stitches today. Oh, brother. Arnell, I knew you would love that. Yeah, so if you have the Luminaire 3, all you have to do is register your machine on Brother's site. They will send you a link with a coupon code, and you get the masterclass. Now, if you have the 2 or the 1, and maybe you got a free year at that point, or if your year is up, you can go to your Brother dealer and purchase its little kit where you can get 1 more year. Now, that part's not free. The Brother dealers charge for that. But the first, if you've got the 3 right now, don't forget to register your machine. All right, I think I got everybody's. Oh, here's one. How do you do a corner? Let's do a corner, Susie. I think that sounds like a great idea. Oh, that's still a good machine, though. The NQ3600. Hi, Rosa. All right. Hey, Colleen. I do remember that. It's nice to see you here. Kathy, that's a great idea. Add this stitch to ribbon. Now, if you put a little bit of tearaway stabilizer or wash away stabilizer on ribbon, that would be beautiful. Hey, Mandy, will there be Luminaire 3 machines to sample in Puyallup? Oh, yes. The Brother dealer will be there. I will be in the Brother classroom Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you'll be using the Luminaires and one other machine. I always forget the name of it. So the classroom has 2 different machines in it. Irene, so the class is not free for people who upgrade, but you can get it from your brother dealer. So just ask your brother dealer, hey, how do I get the master class? They can sell it to you. Oh, thanks. No, it's a dress. It's the tank dress. Woo! There goes the dress form. All right, so let's go back over here, and I'm going to show you 2 more different ways to do this and how to do corners. I think you're going to like it. I'll go lean over the machine, and hopefully Blinky behaves. All righty. Oh goodness, if I don't kick you on my way, right? Okay, now let's try this way. This one is where you tell it how many times you want it to stop. It also tells you about how many inches. That's 2.7 inches. If I do it 8 times or 9 times, 8 times is 3 inches. So you'll know exactly, hey, you know what? This might work, this might not work. If you know you need 3 inches, well, there you go. Hit close, and I can go ahead and stitch this now. I'm also going to click on, let's go ahead and click on the laser since someone asked how do you make sure it's straight. So this is a laser line that I could draw a line on my fabric. We'll go back over here. Sometimes the laser is a little bit hard to see on here. I'll bring you closer and see if that helps. I'll turn my light down just a little bit to see if that helps. All right, hold that thought. That's much darker. And let's see if now, okay, and then here's the laser light. This, now you'll probably be able to see it. See that little red line? So if I draw myself a guideline to follow, so let's just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this stitch, and I want it to be right next to this stitch here. I can also move the guideline. So I'm just clicking a button on the machine to move it over as far as I want this. Goes pretty far now. Check that out. And all I'm doing is touching this button right here on the machine. Right here. And see, it's moving all the way over. It can go over quite a ways. All right, back over here. Let's see what we have. So there's where my needle position is, and I've moved this line all the way over here, so I can take this, or if you did a chalk line, you could use that. I can take this and line it up right on the edge of this, or I could line it up right in the middle. Sometimes it's a little hard to follow right in the middle, but if I go right in the middle, at least then I can follow right to the point. If I go on the end, when I get down here, it might get crooked. So I'll put this right in the middle. All right, and just sew away. See how it's just staying right in the middle? Again, if you gave yourself a chalk mark or if you used a fabric marking pen, that would be a very easy way to follow. So I'm not even looking at the needle. I'm only looking at this line, the laser line, right through the center of that stitch. Now I'm still pressing the pedal. I'm not touching anything. And what happened? The machine stopped. Why? Because it said it's only going to go 3 inches. So that looks like 3 inches to me. And it stopped right at the end. Now I didn't start them even, but you can see the idea. All right, now what about the snowman feature? So let's go down one more here. The snowball, I mean, not the snowman. There are snowmen too, but here's the snowball stickers. So before I do that, do you have any questions on how to count those stitches, how to check them out, how to use the laser light? Today is your tutorial on using this, so ask away. Oh, thanks, Kathy. So remember these stickers? You've probably seen us talk about this. Snowball stickers, do not leave them out if you have children at home because, well, my creative nephews stuck them all over the whole office. I'm still finding snowballs places. They thought they were really fun because it's just one itsy bitsy small sticker. You have to have a good sense of humor for that one, right? Yeah. Hey, Diane, congratulations on your new machine. Oh, but Joyce, the Dream Machine 2 is a fantastic machine. Fantastic. I never thought I could ever leave the Dream Machine until the Luminaire, but the Dream Machine, so I mean, that is one of my favorite. That was some of the best technology and newest technology that Brother ever put out. So you've got a great machine there. Oh, Kim, that would be a nice stitch at a waistline. I'm thinking the bottom of jeans too. Hey, Lisa. Is it easier to line the laser light with the needle? You know, Arnell, so when you're using the laser light, I find it easier. It depends how close your stitches are, but I find it just as easy to have that laser light line up with something I'm trying to, it could be the edge of the fabric. It could be a line that you drew. I like to have the laser light somewhere besides the needle, just unless I'm trying to stitch right on like a seam or something like that. So I have no problem not looking at the needle. You just have to focus somewhere to make sure that your line is straight. But it's a personal preference. Now, I didn't have to draw any lines on here, so it made it really easy. All right, so let's go do the snowball feature. Now, snowball feature works with a lot of stitches besides the tapering stitch, but this is really, really, really fun. Hey, Lori, it's nice to see you. Okay, let's go over there and I'll show you that one. And then we'll do a corner. Now, you can use these stickers over and over, by the way. This one has been used a few times, so if it doesn't stick, I'll grab a new one. All right. Oops, let me bring your comment down. Sorry about that. Lori, now everyone knows you made the show, and everyone knows you're a little late, but it's okay. Okay, keep asking your questions. I'll be back. So let's go back to the screen. I'm going to close this. Back to the tapering stitch. Remember, click that button here, and that opens the screen for you. If it's closed, all you have is this right here. So if you're looking at this screen, you're like, I don't know how she got this to work. Just remember, click this icon up here. That opens this whole other section. And then click the tapering stitch, which is right here. And again, there's the start and the ending, whatever you want. And now here is the snowman feature. So if you haven't used the snowman feature, this is a totally new cool thing that came out on the Luminaire. I will put my snowball, I keep saying it wrong, not snowman, snowball. The snowman is for embroidery, snowball's for sewing. You can see it tells you right here, tapering will end at the location point of your sticker. This is what it's going to look like. Okay, hit close. Now I can still use my laser light on here. So I can't turn the lighting down on this because you need the lighting for the snowball. But if you look closely, there's a purple line right here. You have to look really close. Let's see if you can see it on my fingers. Bring you a little closer here. Oh, you can barely see it. So here's the red line. I'm going to line that up with the center of this stitch here. And I'll put my foot down. Here's my snowball. And if you look closely, there are two thicker lines. Oops, look really close, you might lose it. There are two thicker lines, and then there's pretty much just a kind of a grid on there. But there's two thicker lines going one direction. You want those to go side to side, not up and down. if I take this and put it onto the fabric, bring you out here. I got to bring you out just a little bit. I want to line this up not in the center of where I'm stitching. It has to be to the right just a little bit. Right or left, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to bring this, let's just say I want it to be really close to ending where the first one started. So just stick that to your fabric. I'll bring you a little closer. All right, so it's on the fabric. I have the thicker lines going parallel. And I have it, I don't really have it exactly right here, but it's kind of close. And again, I don't have it right in front of my needle. I don't want to sew over this. And again, you could put it to the right or the left. It doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and stitch. I can see my red guideline in the middle there. So yes, somebody had asked, could you use both your guideline and the snowball feature? Well, it looks like you can. Now, when I get closer to the end here, do you see that purple line showing up? Well, you might not be able to see it on mine because it's really bright, but I still have my foot pedal in fast, full speed ahead. And the purple line is reading the snowball. And look at that, it stops right there. My foot is still full metal to the pedal on pedal to the metal, something like that. And look at that, it stopped right here. You can just barely see that purple line right here if you look closely. All right, that's the snowball feature. Now that works, by the way, on way more stitches than the tapering stitch. So my question to you is, for those that have the Luminaire, have you tried the snowball? I know sometimes there's a lot of extra things in the machine that you're like, I don't know if I want to try all of that. I would love to know if you've tried it, and if you have, how much you absolutely love it, because it's so simple to use. So simple. All right, I'll check your questions, and then I'll show you how to do a corner. Arnell, I know you can see the purple. Oh, that would be cute, Kim. That would be super cute. Hey, Mary, I will be in Puyallup tomorrow. I fly out super early in the morning, so if anyone would like to give me a 4 a.m. wake-up call, feel free. Just kidding, just kidding. I think so too, Sandy. All right, you guys are pretty easy today. Any other questions on this before I take you? It is like magic. There are a lot of options. Hey, Lori. I think you just forget about some of these features. That's why for today's show, I said, you know, we could do a project, but I get so many different questions about certain things on especially the Luminaire because of the Luminaire Masterclass. And I thought, you know, let's show this because not everybody remembers. Speaking of masterclasses, how many of you have the new Serger, the airflow Serger? It's been shipping out. And you know what's in that box? Another masterclass that I put together for you. Actually, I did it with Kathy Gandy and Kathy Stipe. We had a lot of laughs in that class, and there's a lot of great lessons. So don't forget, if you got the Serger, open the box and don't forget to register your machine. That's how you get access. Thanks, Diane. I know I always, I don't know about you all, but if you ever travel or you have to get up early and you don't want to miss a plane, do you even sleep? I don't. I sleep terrible. No, Murtis, it's just the Luminaire at this point. Yep. Now, your Dream 2 will do the laser light. Yeah. So, oh, you're welcome. Oh, good, good. I'm glad that you're in the classes and enjoying them. Your cats wake you up at 3? Okay, I need a cat. All right, so let's go back. I want to show you how to do a corner. All right, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this, but I just like to give you a few options. Oh, hey, Marcia. All right, let's take this down. All right, back over here. So for the corner, why don't we use the snowball for the corner? And why don't we go back here and pick a different stitch? What stitch would you guys like? You pick it. So scroll through here. Why don't we do, oh, there's a lot of options. Some of these would just be gorgeous as trim on a jacket, a tweed jacket. Oh goodness, I would just love that. Look at how pretty that is, like a blanket stitch. Let's just do a good old satin stitch like that. No, that's boring. Let's do this one. That's a little looser satin stitch. No, let's do this one. Oh, that's fun. All right. So again, click on this icon up here. Oh, there we go. Let's click on tapering. Now, if you're going to do a corner, you probably want it to meet so when you turn, it'll match. So why don't we start it as, I don't know, that looks kind of cool. And then for the end, how about, let's see, I think a 45 degree would allow that to turn. If I'm going to turn, if I'm thinking of this correctly, I always have to do the math on this. I think I need 45 degrees on both sides, right? Or this way. Ah, we'll try it. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work, though. I think it has to be. So if I turn. I guess this is why you'd have to test a corner. I think it'd be like this, 45 on the top and 45 on the bottom. Oh, let's give it a go. And let's go ahead and do the snowball because that's just a lot of fun. All right, back over here. And I'll darken this up a little bit for you so you aren't blinded by the light. That could be like the new Luminaire song, Blinded by the Light. All right, so I'm going to just make, why don't I draw a corner? Well, we'll just use the corner of the fabric. What the heck, right? So why don't we stitch down to the corner and over. I'm going to use this red guide light. Move it over just a little bit. And that way, that will show me kind of where the corner is. So bring this up. Bring this over a little bit. There we go. It's pretty much like right on the edge of the foot. That should work. So then if the edge of the foot is on the edge of the fabric, yeah, okay. Let's click down, and then I probably need just a little marking to know where my corner is. So let's use a Sharpie. Now, don't use a Sharpie on your fabric, and I shouldn't even have to explain why. I'm just going to put a little 45-degree angle there at the bottom. So I know when I'm stitching, once I get to this, I will turn. Okay? All right. Let's see. If I use the snowball, this is about 1/2 of an inch. So 1/2 of an inch. I'm going to stop it right here. So my stitch is about 1/2 of an inch from the edge. If I go 1/2 of an inch all the way to down here, 1/2 of an inch. Just putting my snowball on there. Let's give it a go. So I have the laser line lit right on the edge of the fabric. I could also just look at the side with my foot. Now I can see the purple marking showing up with my snowball feature. I don't know if you can see it from your end. Now I still have my foot, my pedal to the metal, and it's automatically stopping right there. So I'll put my foot up and let's go down. Oh, wowzer. That looks really good. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so I just threw my snowball. Where did it go? Oh, we'll use another one. Let's just say, okay, I want to stop about right here. That's not on a corner, but let's just say that's where you want to stop. So if you have stitch lines or something that you're trying to line these up with, oh my gosh, it just makes it, that snowball feature is amazing. And by the way, if you work on a project for Brother, don't forget to go to their social media pages and use hashtag BrotherSews, because you never know, they might feature you on their channel. And it automatically stopped right at the snowman. All right, let's do one more corner here. See how this turned out. Now, by the way, I don't have any stabilizer under this fabric or anything like that. And usually when you're using somewhat of a tapered stitch like this, you know, that's super bright. I'll bring it over here so you can see. It's like, so this is where we started. Went all the way down to the corner, turned. Look at how cool that looks. Now it didn't line up with my line here, but instead I just put that snowball feature, but it's pretty darn close. And then all the way down. And then there's the corner again. That looks really good. And again, I don't have stabilizer on here, so it's a little wonky a little bit. And I think that's a pretty easy stitch to do. So you could do, oh my gosh, what would you use this for? Napkins, anything for a garment would be cool. What else? I still keep going back to the sleeves. I just think the sleeves would be really cool. So because you could turn it right at the corner though, you could go and put it like right on the edge. Maybe of a collar, pants. Oh gosh. I don't know. I think we need to have a little challenge with this one. What do you think? I know. So by the way, the snowball feature works with all of the decorative stitches, not just the tapering. But today we're featuring tapering. And if there's another lesson that you would like, just let us know because we'll add it to the list of live shows because then you can ask questions while we're live. Oh, Arnell, that would be good on a pillow trim. Jody, you're like me. Squirrel, I think that looks great. You have a good machine too, don't you? I think you do. Yeah, I don't know. You have to check with your Brother dealer. And a lot of these machines, this is the top of the line for single needle embroidery machine. They have a ton of other machines too, but this is just one feature on that machine. But Brother dealers are always offering great deals like 0% financing and stuff like that. But as you all know, all the Brother machines are great. And wherever you start off on the machines, it might not have this feature, but I'm sure it has some pretty cool stuff. Oh, Debbie, that would look good on a hem. Oh, yeah. Irene, on a blanket. Great idea. Necklines, collar. What about the neckline? I like that. What if you started here and have them all start coming out from your neckline? I think that would look great. Kim's got the linen stuck in her head. I agree. Placemats, just about everything. Is there a way to tell the machine how to follow a curve? Nope, just your fingers. Because you can use the guideline on the edge of the curve. It's a little trickier. Usually, if I'm sewing on a curve, I will keep my hands on the fabric and manipulate the fabric with my hand as it sews around the curve. Now, wait a minute. I take that back, Irene. There is the circular attachment, so you can do circles. But if you're just talking about in and out of curves, that's different. Oh, Phyllis, that sounds good. I think we're all going to be looking really jazzy. I knew you. That's what I thought you had, Jody. That's a great machine. You love that. You know you do. Everyone loves their dream. I agree. Is Blaine on here, Kim? Hey, Blaine. Trim on a kimono. All right. Well, that was your lesson for today. Just a reminder, don't forget to share hashtag Brothers Sews if you're working on social, hashtag Brothers Scan and Cut if you're working on there. Irene, is the new Brothers Serger the same as the Triumph? Well, the Triumph is not a brother, and it is different, and it's way less expensive. But it is an air thread serger. So you touch a button, and boom, it's threaded. I was one of the ones that was like, you know what? That's not that important. I can pull the threads through. Oh no, I think it's kind of one of those, once you go there, you can't go back. And don't forget to look in the box for the masterclass. Maybe I could give you guys a little sneak peek one of these times of what's in the class, because Kathy and Kathy are two of the most talented serger designers I've ever worked with in my life. Dalia, you got to get that thing out of the box. Oh, Joy says there's a specific foot that you can use to sew curves. I would love to know what that is. I guess I've never even thought about it. It is a game changer. Yeah, you could use the circular attachment. So I don't have one up here around me, but I know I have a video. If it's not on Brothers YouTube page, it's on mine. So either first go to Brothers and look up circular attachment. Because I did a whole video on I did all this trim in circles for a pillow. It was so cute. It was so cute. Oh, I can't wait to see you all. Somebody said, is there a meet and greet? Yes, it's not in the brother booth though. So if you message me, Kai Scissors is bringing me into the show and I'm teaching in the brother room. So just message me and I'll tell you where it is. But I will be in the brother room. I think there's 30 fabulous brother machines. My project is the same each day, but you're quilting your own design on faux suede and fleece. And you are quilting your own design on Ponte knit, and you're embroidering sheer for sleeves. So if you wanted a whole outfit, then take the class every morning, and by the time you're done, you'll have 3 big pieces of fabric to work with. That's an idea for you, because you're just doing stuff for samples. Amanda, can the Serger Masterclass be available without the Airflow 3000? I'll have to check I don't know if brother dealers are selling that class or not. I can check for you though, because there's 14 awesome projects in there. Right now, I think it's just in the box, but I'll check with them to find out. Diane, do you know if the Still Air has some of those features? No, it does not have the Snowball. It does not, but it has a ton of awesome stuff. We should probably do a tutorial on the Still Air because that machine is fantastic as well. They're all good. Oh, hey, Fran, the Luminaire class is only good for 1 year. Well, it's a subscription. So if you can always purchase another year. So because you never know what the websites are going to cost and stuff like that. So if I tell you it's a lifetime, is it my lifetime or yours? But yeah, just check with your brother dealer or email me and I can give you info. So it's just an annual subscription. All right, I think that's great. Well, leave your questions rolling in, and brother, we'll answer them. Irene, are the master classes different than the playbook? Yeah, so they're totally different. Both beneficial for your machines. So the playbook has different videos, different projects. The master class is more a lot of in-depth tutorials with projects, but they're totally different. Totally different. You're welcome. And don't forget, on your machines, check to see if it has the videos, because there's video tutorials in there. I was trying to do the couch letters the other day, and I was like, I can't remember how to hook this foot up correctly. So I watched the video, and it showed me move it this way until the needle's right here. So don't forget you have videos on a lot of your machines. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, everyone, it's great to see you. Don't forget, Brother is sponsoring Fabric to Fashion, which will be coming out in March. If you want to be updated on when it's going to be live, you're going to see a lot of great Brother machines at work making a lot of fabulous clothing. So, all right, everyone, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. You know how to find me if you need anything. Otherwise, pop on over to Brother and share the projects you're working on. They always love to see your projects, and so do I. Bye.